How did early southern humans or cave people live? What did they eat? What were they thinking about when they carved out tools from rocks and made what appears to be jewelry from shells or designed a painting kit? These are some of the questions that researchers spent decades on uncovering by fine-combing archaeological sites along the African coastline. Now, some of these heritage-rich finds from sites including the Blombos Cave, Klassies River and Klipdrift shelter sites in the Southern Cape are on display and situated on a landscape of breathtaking natural beauty.
The most extraordinary finds in the world come from these cave sites and also from cave sites in southern Africa. Blombos Cave especially is a well-known site for the oldest toolkit, what we call ochre processing toolkit, where 100,000 years ago cave dwellers mixed ochre pigment in an abalone shell. This extraordinary find is world-renowned. And besides this find at Blombos Cave, we find the oldest abstract engravings on a small piece of red ochre pigment are these scratch marks, and these have a very specific design. It tells us that people were using abstract thought, and that's around 72,000 years ago.
Experts say the exhibition points to the genetic evidence that all Homo sapiens have their origins in Africa, and that our ancestors were innovators of, among others, abstract art, hunting tools and jewelry making more than 100,000 years ago.
We ask ourselves what cave dwellers were doing mixing paint in ochre forms, mixed with seal fat and also little bits of flakes from stones, crushed stones. And we wonder if this pigment was used to adorn themselves with. Was it used for painting in some form? We know from other sites that pigment was used to haft stone tools for hunting means. There are many questions around these caves and the meaning of our own ancestry. So we think about where we come from, and we're very fortunate to have this very rich archaeological heritage along our coastline.
South African National Park says it's an honour to host the exhibition and that it elevates its mandate of conserving cultural heritage.
It takes you on a journey that I certainly have not been on before. I have a very keen interest in archaeology and history and the cultural heritage of South Africa. Aside from amazing pictures, amazing footage and recreations, the one thing that lingers in your mind after you've gone through this exhibition is that we are one, that Africa is the source. And effectively, we're all African, and therefore race is just a human construct or a mental construct. And for me, it's so important that we share this information with the rest of the world and with the youth in particular.
Sandpark says there's a large variety of cultural heritage sites throughout its 22 national parks in South Africa.
It's a way for us to carry across what life was like in the early times and how people used the tools that they did, how they interacted with the environment. And I think it's fantastic that we have videos and audio-visual ways for people to experience that, to really appeal to many audiences and especially our younger generation, and that they can interact with that.
The Origins of Early Southern Sapiens Behaviour exhibition is a collaboration between Sandparks, the Universities of Bergen in Norway, Witwatersrand in Johannesburg and the Sea Change Project. It's located at the Buffelsfontein Visitor Centre at Cape Point. Vanessa Puna, SABC News, Cape Town.